Hey, what is up everybody? Blades for here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and talking about the entire system on global being mental image, as well as the new game mode that's eventually going to be coming out fairly sooner than we do think, which is going to be Astrolabe. If you guys are interested in this, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. As always, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Now that we've talked about this, one of the few things that we've managed to start doing a lot more of is the mental image system. Recently this came out on global, and it has gotten a lot of people to be more freaked out than pretty excited about this whole deal, seeing that they're all going to be inner stats. Currently with the global release, the only ones that are available are going to be the outer track here, which are going to be more of your basic stats. As you can see, we have the HP stats, defense, attack, and it just repeats itself until the end. All these are just going to be some baseline actual stats here, so you don't have to really worry about them too much, seeing that the outside track isn't really going to be too hardcore on the difference for your character. They're pretty minute, so it's nothing too hardcore that you got to focus on, but still nice to have for the unit. Now the big part that a lot of people are going to start wanting to focus on is going to be the inner track. The inner track itself is going to be different little buffs that are going to be like damage bonus that are heavily specific for the character. We have pin rates that's increased for specifically Barry, and then of course the two actual increases for both the highlight and the ultimate, and then the two moves that you do use, such as your skill 1, skill 2, or your skill 2, skill 3. All of these are going to be very helpful, but you do have to keep in mind that it's going to be hard to get these up. The inner track itself is going to be where a lot more people are going to start stressing, seeing that to get these said materials, which let's go to one of my characters that I know isn't fully done here. I think the best one that I could really check out is probably Bowie. These are going to really require these said materials. Now these materials at first seem fairly easy to get, but they actually do dry out very much so, a lot, and it's going to only come from specific areas. Some of these areas are going to be where you can get them in battle passes. Some of these areas are going to be in different dailies, and other ones are going to be specific to a certain game mode called Astrolabe. In the future, of course, there are going to be a lot more areas that you can get them from, which the battle pass is a supreme area for this, where you get some of these bells, but it's not going to be the primary area that you want to look for. The main thing that all these resources are going to be gained from are just our normal type velvet trials. Currently the velvet trials only give us stars, in which is perfectly fine right now, but they will eventually give us more things regarding like the potions, the little bottles, as well as the spears. As you can see, we slowly do get these the further we go up, and even though we only have about like 30 rounds, the higher ones, which are going to be for more stars, are going to start giving us these type of things, which are going to help out our entire aspect of our characters. Though these are only finite rewards, the rest of the finite rewards, or the rest of the rewards themselves, are going to come from Astrolabe itself as well. Astrolabe though is the game mode that I feel like a lot of us are going to see very soon though. Reason I say this is because if you guys can take a look on my screen in my Discord, someone on the global side actually managed to get into it, which was fairly weird. I don't know the whole aspects of it, but apparently it glitched and allowed them to actually click the icon, and they're able to see the first map of Astrolabe itself. Now how Astrolabe works, it's kind of like a seasonal based thing. Every season, like I want to say it's about 30 days. It used to be like 20 days, but every like 20 or 30 days the season will end up ending, and you of course will get a badge for it, where it's season 1. As you can see at the bottom it says badges, and that badge is just going to be for flexing. But during this entire time you have to take on a series of different gimmick fights that will give you said different materials. Well, this is where the primary amount of those materials for that inner track is going to come from. Every last one of these stages give you a ton of these stars, which is one of the reasons why I tell you don't worry about it. As you can see, I have 21k of them just sitting here, and you're going to collect a ton of them, so they're not really needed for anyone that hardcore like. But you're going to go for these type of bottles. Every last one of these little battles will have these said bottles and orbs that are going to be very helpful for getting up that inner track. But after you go so far in an inner track, you will need the more enhanced resources, which are only going to come from these said spaces. Purple being the ones that give you these little spears, as well as some of these I think the bottles as well themselves, if I'm correct. But these spears to really upgrade the big time type buffs, And then of course you get the bottles from the reds themselves as well, which will help you get more of these. The red dots are going to be more valuable, so by completing this one you do get more rewards out of it. The only downside to this, with this game mode, it is a gimmicky game mode. You only get one try per character every week, and as the weeks do progress you get more tries, but it makes it so you have to use different teams. As you can see, there's certain fights that I ended up using Makoto for. There's fights that I used on, even Lafel's still in there. There's fights where we have Ren inside of this as well, or even fights that we have Fox. So every last one of these are going to be a little bit gimmick fights, and you're going to have a lot of characters built. Now, a lot of people have been wanting this game mode to come out very quickly, but I'll straight up say it like this. If you do want this game mode, it is going to be a fun time, but it's going to require a lot of us to have our characters built. One, which many of us aren't even level 80 yet to have this said thing built. And two, it's going to require a ton of grinding. This is a very difficult game mode, even for people on the TW side. And the one thing that I do hope that things are going to be changed on global side is the amount of rewards we get. We don't get many of those, dudes, so you're going to either be forced to buying a lot of these to get a ton of your characters up very quickly, or either you're going to be forced to just doing these for months and months on end, getting a lot of these materials and just saving them for a few players, much like I do as well. It is a fairly difficult game mode, but we should be seeing it fairly soon. And the reason why I say this is because this released, I want to say in 2.1, maybe 2.2, where we had Summer Closer. I went back and looked at a couple of my videos, which was about 11 months ago when it officially released. Then it came out with, of course, the regular stars being the inner track and the outer track at the same time. See, we already have the outer track. It's more than likely we're going to be getting this most likely in 2.1 with the actual Summer Closer update itself, or they could very well try to squeeze it in 2.0. I think it's going to be 2.1 when we do see it, and that will still be early for us, allowing us not only to enjoy just the summer outfits and things of this nature, but it's also going to allow us to enjoy that game mode itself. But I wanted to at least go ahead and go over this for the rest of the day, or at least for this video. A lot of you guys have been wanting it for quite some time, and I just want to tell you, take it low and slow. There's no reason to really rush it right now, especially since we only do have the or at least the outer track. The inner track is where things are going to be way more important, but you guys got to know what you're getting into, because of course we do know that that game mode is not anything to be played away. But let me know how y'all feel about this down below in the comment section. Are you ready for the game mode? Are you not ready for it? And what do you think about the screenshot? I'm surprised that he managed to get into it, but have you managed to click it as well? If not, let me know. But till then, everybody, thank y'all for watching this video. Peace out.